Hello there everyone, welcome back to the mini album workshop. I want to just briefly talk to you about the next part of the process, which is actually making the front cover for this mini album. Now I'm going to do it in 3 separate videos for you to watch, but you'll need to sort of just have a little think in the meantime about which process you might actually want to use, dependent on the stash that you have at home or that you might want to go out and go and purchase. So the way in which you can make a cover for this, as I say, is in 3 different ways. So the first method that I'm going to show you will be using some kind of box, whether it in terms of packaging. So I happen to find that pizza boxes are great, and the most important part of the pizza box is actually this part here, because this is the part that will form the spine. And as you can see, it's actually quite a nice width of spine. So in this instance, it's a 1-inch spine. Okay, so that's why I like using pizza boxes, because they're a fairly sturdy card. Not massively sturdy, but fairly sturdy. But it's the 1-inch spine that sort of appeals to me. So I'm going to show you a method of how I create a cover using a pizza box. Now you can use a cereal box or any other form of packaging that you so wish. The next sort of cover that I'm going to show you how to make is using grey board stroke chipboard. Alright, now grey board we can get from Hobbycraft, and there's normally 2 thicknesses of grey board up at Hobbycraft. There's a really thin one and then a thicker one. Now again, I got these when I went to a show from a company called Inkylicious, and they were reduced from £3 to £1.50, and I'll just show you the thickness of this card. Now it's quite pliable, alright, but by the time I've added other bits and pieces to the cover itself, it will actually become fairly sturdy. It's not solid, but it's fairly sturdy. So you could use grey board. In the same video I will show you this as well. So this is one of those big envelopes that says please do not bend, and they come with a piece of grey board on the back. So if you happen to have one of those to hand, then you could use that rather than buying grey board. The other card that you can use is mount board. You know, the on picture frames, when you have a picture and it has that frame around it, that's mount board. So you could use mount board instead of grey board. And then the third option that I'm going to show you is using cardstock. Now, as I said right at the very beginning, this was what I was going to be using. Now this card for me is 300 GSM, so it's actually quite a thick card, but again, a little bit like the grey board, it's fairly flexible and a little bit on the flimsy side, but I am going to be padding it up with other pieces of card. The other thing that I will be using as well is this. Now this is just wallpaper, which is a lining wallpaper. So I'm going to use this on the pizza box and the grey board. And the other thing that you will need is a really strong glue. Now I like to use Yoo-Hoo all-purpose adhesive glue. You can use Bostik all-purpose adhesive glue, but you do need a fairly strong glue because we're going to be layering pieces of card together, and we need to make sure that they've got a really good contact with each other. When it comes to the cardstock itself, if you have a much thinner card, you may wish to glue 2 pieces together and have that already prepared, because you'll need to leave it to dry, because if we do it whilst it's wet with the glue, then you'll find that it won't fold properly. So I would suggest that you use the likes of Yoo-Hoo glue. You cover the whole sheet as best you can, and then you join the 2 together. Sit a couple of books on top of it so that it dries completely flat, and then leave it for a day or 2 so that it's completely dry. that's all I'm going to do in this video. Very short and sweet, but I just wanted to give you the introduction into what we could use as the cover for the mini album. And as I say, I'm going to do 3 separate videos showing each of the techniques, how you do them using those particular materials. Right, that was it. Short and sweet. Thanks very much for coming by, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.